We're at the front left elevation. We have another differential settlement crack in the brickwork, running from the windowsill down to the vent. This is the outlet on the front elevation. We have an open ground here. Now this property is of an age where it may not have been wired with a ground. This may be a 2-wired system, but we have an open ground. We also do not have geo. Can't get a meter on here. It's damaged. I don't want to take a wrench to it because it could cause further damage. And that would be my responsibility. We're at the front elevation. We have a faucet here. Hose bib, so it's got a broken handle. It's also not sealed around the outside here, so it's going to allow water in. It operates. Let's see if we can measure the water. Okay, that concludes the roof inspection. I'd rate it as average. The aerial, here it is above us, the aerial is loose. You can see here, they're rusted in place, they're not going to tighten easily, but it should be tightened up. You don't want a loose aerial. We're at the gable vent. Considerable amount of rust here, indicates this roof is not very new, it's quite old. It's galvanised metal gable, and the flashing is lifting. We have a whirlybird here. There's been some repair work to the shingles here and here, and some repair work here. Now it may not have been because it was leaking, we can't tell, but it does raise that possibility there was a leak. We're at the flue to the chimney. See here we've got lifting, flashing, screw nails have come out. This needs to be attended to. I would recommend a roofer up here and have this all fixed. Here we have the trees coming down close to the house. They're not touching the roof, but you need to get those cut back. It's surprising how fast they grow. This is the roof inspection. With damaged shingle here, looks like tall damage. Differential settlement crack at the front elevation. You can see it running down the wall here to the vent, and below it is a crack in the grade wall. This is the master bathroom. We have a heater up here, it's working. And we checked underneath the house at the plumbing here and it was all fine. But there's a leak here. You can see it running. Now there's a possibility that could get into the wall. So that needs. I've had the air conditioning running in this small addition here. I have to tell you that the foundation is a poor foundation. It's basically laid on a patio. So this may not last the test of time. The temperature in this room, this air conditioner has been running now for a good 2 hours, is 80 degrees. And just see, yeah, what we're doing is we're just getting the overall temperature, and we got a temperature of 82 degrees, so that's pretty poor. This is the aircon. It's a window aircon, and the air coming out of it is cooled to 56. We're dropping 54. Okay, settling down. Yeah, 53.6. So it's a temperature of 53.6. So it's not really capable of cooling this particular room. It'll never cool using this unit here in the height of summer. This is the hall light, and it keeps flickering on and off. Won't do it while I'm pointing the video camera at it, of course, but it's flickered on and off a couple of times while I've been standing at the computer. Fireplace. And up in here we have a flue. There's signs of a lot of dust and dirt. It's gas. We have the outlet termination for the dryer vent. It's in the garage. That's wrong. That can let lint come into the garage. Look, you see, got lint down here, and that's a fire hazard. This is a drop loop for the power supply to the house. Now you can see it's actually entangled in trees. They should be cut back. You do not want trees getting entangled. You see it runs up here. Those trees really want to be cut away completely from the We have cast iron sewer pipes, and as far as I can tell there are no clean outs. The direction of the pipes appears to be going into the backyard, so we'll go and have a look in the backyard, see whether or not we can find the clean outs. I'm rather suspicious that the clean outs are actually in the rear yard and underneath the little extension, the little addition. Now you've had a report from the engineer, so I don't want to say any more than my observations, and my observations are there's spalling concrete at the grade wall. There is signs of water penetration around the grade wall, and there are gaps at the base of the grade wall. All of these should not be here. This is the closet for the water heater. Now notice there is a gap up here. This is supposed to be completely sealed. The whole idea is to keep any possibility of a fire that occurs inside this closet out of the house, and that's not going to work. See, there's no weather seal here. There's no ventilation up here, proper ventilation, so it's going to be drawing its combustion air from the house. All we're told, this installation is wrong. Water heaters, signs of rust. Can you see it in the video here? Signs of rust coming down here, and I can see water in there. So water stains, rust stains. There is a missing sediment trap. And the unions, which are up here for the supplies, are not galvanic. The galvanic unions actually reduce the probability of the unit rusting out. In addition, the hood is not correctly fitted. It should be screwed into place. It's not. That makes it actually dangerous. So very poor installation. Should have galvanic unions. It's not got it. Hood is incorrectly installed. Just going to try see if we can operate the temperature pressure relief valve, and it doesn't work. So this needs some. So we have 122 volts here. Now note, this is a bathroom. We have a sink here. Cannot stress how important it is for these to be GFCIs. They've been replaced. These are not original, and they've just actually put in non-GFCI outlets. Now, even though it's a two-wire system, GFCIs will still work. I highly recommend that you have those fitted. It is an important safety feature. We're in the guest bathroom. This is the shower spigot. It's loose in the wall. We also have cracked corking here, so water's going to get in behind the wall. when the shower is used. We have 122 volts on the circuit to the house, to the family room. It's a bonus room. It's pier and beam. It's a very light structure. Provision there for gas. This is the air con. Units up. I'm going to turn it on to. Oops, we've got spiders. Let's see whether or not that calls a bit later. This is the extractor. You can see it's going up into the attic. Fan works, lights work. Missing light from there. This is the door to the garage. It should be a fire door and it should be self-closing, and it's neither. Disposal works. Running there now. They have hot water. We're going to do a gas check. Gas lines here. Just going to check for gas leakage. It's picked up the gas from the hob. Okay. We'll sensitise the unit. And see what we got in here. Okay. No gas leaks, that's good. Dishwasher. There's no apparent signs of rust on the baskets or around the washer itself. I've got the soap dish closed, so soap dispenser. So we're just going to run it through a light wash. Yeah, it's on a light wash. We have a gas hob here, and we have two gas pipes. One's going to the oven, we have a gas oven, the other's going to the hob range. We're lighting it all up. So the burner at the right, that burner there is not working. Let's have a try again. No, the burner at the rear left is not working. We've got holes in the back of the cabinet for the water, for the sink. They should be sealed. You'll get vermin coming down through that. We do not have GFCIs fitted close to the sink. Unless this is a GFCI. No, it's not. So this is quite a hazard. We have water here, and without a GFCI, it means that should water come into contact with a conductor, it's not going to trip, and that means you'll get an electric shock, could even kill you. 122 volts, it's a 2-wire system. We've got 122 volts, it's a 2-wire system, there's no ground. The grading is poor, it's actually not sloping away from the building, and so it's going to be a poor drainage area here. And it also is the same for the front elevation. All elevations, the grading is poor. The grade wall at this elevation is actually got low in soil. The soil actually should come halfway up the grade wall, and this is the main house, just like the garage. It's actually the soil is moving away from the grade wall, and there's a hole which obviously animals can get in and out of. But this should actually have it piled up to about here, halfway up the grade wall. Here we got vents that have been closed off. Really, vents shouldn't be closed off, especially in this area in Texas where it's very hot. That should be opened. The more ventilation you've got in a crawl space, the better. Otherwise, you know, dampness builds up. Ah, here we go. We've got a clean out in the wall. It has a plastic plug, but actually it's cast up. We have large trees in the front yard. Trees can invade sewer lines. Their roots get... There appear to be no clearing out. Here we've got a attic access hatch, and that should be sealed. This whole area is intended to be a fireproof area, and there shouldn't be any way that fire starting in an automobile can get into the building. Here we've got vents to the crawl space. Again, that would allow a fire to get under the house. It would go up like a tinderbox. Looking at the grade wall in the garage, you'll notice we were looking at it outside and how it was moving. That crack in the grade wall goes right the way through. We can see it here. This is a slab. The slab is actually sinking. In this area here, it's sinking. So I walk along here, and as I do so, I'm walking downhill. So it's sinking here. It's rising up there. Now what that means is any water is going to drain towards here. It's not going to drain out, and it should do. This whole slab should slope towards the outside, and it doesn't. Down here we've got lots of cracks in the slab. Not uncommon, but just make a note there are cracks in the slab. Also, we have holes in the walls and cracks in the ceiling. Signs of water penetration up here. This faucet leaks, and it's dripping now. I'm not going to turn it off any more further, but that needs to be fixed ASAP. It will damage the foundation. This appears to be the ground control wires for the air conditioning unit. You see here we've got a separation of the conduit. That's got to be fixed, otherwise you're going to break the wires, and that will cause a problem with the... I'm at the rear of the garage, at the rear elevation. You see we've got a crack in the grade wall here, and also the soil is lifting from the away from the grade wall. Now what concerns me here is, and you've got a report from your engineer, what concerns me here is there's no support for this grade wall. You can see there's a hole here underneath there, and you can see we're actually at the bottom of the grade wall. The soil should come halfway up the grade wall, and clearly it doesn't. Just a point, you have a conducive condition for termites here. I recommend that you have a termite inspection following this inspection if you go ahead with the purchase. We're at the rear right elevation. There's a fence, it's rotting, and it's an ideal area for termites. I'm at the rear right elevation. We're looking at the back of the garage. We're at the right rear elevation, and you can see that the trees are now in contact at this elevation with the grade around the outside of the house is drying up and pulling away from the foundation, the grade wall. Insulation on the cold pipe is poor. missing in places. It's going to reduce the efficiency of the unit. Air conditioning unit is not level, and there's damage to the fins, cooling fins. It's got to be leveled. Left like this, it's going to deteriorate. We have meter up here. That will allow us to identify the true supply later on. There are no trips. Okay, the door operates okay, but there are no trips. We have 125 across the two legs, so it's 125, 100 between there, 125 there. So 125 across here, 125 across there, and 248, 249 across here. This is the electrical panel. We've got some pigtailed connections. We have a 200, no we don't have a 200 amp. We have a 150 amp supply. We have a 200 amp breaker. The breaker's incorrectly sized. The addition here is on, it looks like it's on a sub slab. Oh, it has vents to it, and it has a crawl space here. That's clearly not enough room for a person to get into. Certainly not me. We have a, looks like a down pipe, a pipe for the water heater. Not quite sure what it is. It's coming out the wall here, but it also is not corked here. It should be corked. We're at the left elevation. Another differential settlement crack at the left elevation towards the front. Here we are, here's the front. We are here. We have a crack set. This crawl space. An unusually large crawl space. Normally they're not big enough to get in and out of, but this one's got a lot of space in it. Well, let's see what we could see when we're under here. There's an old vapor barrier here, and there's the plumbing, and the plumbing itself is cast iron. And steel. Yeah, cast iron. No apparent leaks. Well, I'm not happy. Oh, that's a drain line. Okay, that's the drain line for the. That's the drain line for the water heater. It's the temperature pressure relief valve. It's going into the sewer. That's incorrect. Should never go into the sewer. So we have cast iron sewer pipes, and as far as I can tell there are no clean outs. The direction of the pipes appears to be going into the backyard, so we'll go and have a look in the backyard, see whether or not we can find the clean outs. I'm rather suspicious that the clean outs are actually in the rear yard and underneath the little extension, the little addition. Now you've had a report from the engineer, so I don't want to say any more than my observations, and my observations are there's spalling concrete at the grade wall. There is signs of water penetration around the grade wall, and there are gaps at the base of the grade wall. All of these should not be here. Now, I've been under the house to look at the foundation and the piping for the plumbing. There's no apparent leaks there presently, but leaks can occur with plumbing under houses at any time, so it's something you want to check from time to time. What I did discover was that the actual sewer lines headed towards the backyard here, and my feeling is that the city sewer is running down the backyard here. Yeah, it's probably where the sewer is, in this alley. I'm trying to find a sign of a cover for the sewer and I can't. I'm looking for the gas meter. The line is coming straight down here. It should actually be in this area, but I can't see any sign of it. Maybe in amongst these bushes here. But I can't see it. Ah, clean out for a sewer here. So the sewer line is in the backyard, and that's PVC, so that's been replaced. So the house adjacent to the property, 10510, has had a new sewer system put in. there is absolutely no sign at all of any clean outs. It's a cut down tree. Okay, we can't find the clean outs. There are no clean outs as far as I can determine, and I cannot find the gas meter. I found it. I found the gas meter. Okay, that's clean. We're now going to measure the efficiency of the units. I need to get up to there just to measure it. We're measuring the airflow returning to the air conditioner. Sorry, I'm struggling here, so, and we've got that measurement. We'll go to a return here and get the other measurement. Okay. We're now going to measure using the infrared thermometer temperature at each outlet and the return. We want it in Fahrenheit. So, measured all the outlets. We're now going to go up in the attic and have a look at the air conditioning unit. This is the attic inspection. Well, there's no sediment trap on the gas lines. There's a sign of a long-term water leak at the flue. In fact, I think it's possibly active. The gable vents have been closed up, which is okay. This is the flue for the water heater. There's signs of rust in the pan of the air conditioner, and the insulation is poor, it's missing. Okay, we've got some light on the subject. I'm going to check the gas line for a leak. I don't think there is one. I'm pretty sensitive to gas smell of gas, and I can't smell anything. But sometimes I'm surprised. Okay, that's all fine. Let's go and switch the heating on, see if that works. As we're leaving, you see we've got plastic covers here. They should be metal. Plastic breaks very easily. As a result of that, you then get exposed conductors. People can get electrocuted. We've now got the furnace running. I can hear the burners. see if I can see the burners. Yeah, we have a burning flame, which is what we're looking for, and it's blue. Because you've got a 2-wire system in this house, the outlets there, you're going to need one of these for every plug like this that you use. So your computer, TV, anything that's got a ground on it rather than the 2 prongs. And what you simply do is you plug this in and it adapts it to work on here. Now that's all fine and dandy, but the problem with it is that you're now operating these items without a proper ground, and things like TV sets, etc., etc., require those. It's a bit of protection against damage from surges, etc., etc. You might like to consult with an electrician as to whether or not this whole house could be converted to a 2-wire system, a 3-wire system. It surprises me it's got a new board in it and it's not been converted, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. This outlet's 3-pronged, but what they've done is they've put a false ground in. So when you plug it in, it'll look as if it's grounded, but it's not. It's very common to do this. Yeah, I see. It looks as if it's grounded, but it's not. So I tried to use the sprinklers earlier and didn't come on, but I've got a little bit of time now, so I'm going to see what I can do about getting it on. I'm going to put it onto manual, manual start and advance. Okay, we've got A selected. Right, it's B selected at the moment, and then manual start and advance. So it's showing zone 14 is running. See if we can find 14. Oh, and we have. Oh, okay. So that was user error earlier this morning. I didn't get it right. We've got sprinkler here working, and we've got sprinkler down here. Yep. A lot of it's going on the wall. You want to get those adjusted so they don't. And then we're in the front yard. So we have the sprinkler system working in the front yard. That's good news. Let's put it onto advance and see what happens then. So we're now on to zone 2. Well, zone 1's gone off, that's always reassuring. Zone 2's running. Okay, that's good. Let's go on to zone 3. Okay, zone 3. Okay, zone 3 is the rear yard. Let's see if we're actually got running on the side. Yep, so zone 3 covers the right elevation, the right side elevation. I think that answers the question I was raising about the grade drying out. I think really what they need to do is increase the watering along the side to keep that grade really damp. I've just noticed it's only on for 6 minutes. I don't think that's enough, so it would be well worth having a little bit of extra time on that side elevation. Let's go on to the next zone. Zone 4. Zone 4 is the rear yard. They're popping up nicely. And let's go on to the next zone. Okay, zone 5 is the left elevation. It's in amongst the bushes. And zone 6 should be the final zone. Zone 6. There we go. Okay. All is good. We're just checking the temperature of the oven. Now we've got a temperature of 338. It's good. Turn it off. Do an infrared scan of the property. In this scan, we're going to try and find overheated wires, possible water penetration, all of those things that can give us a problem in a home if they're left unattended. Starting with the kitchen area. Well, immediately we can see the oven's been on, it's very hot. There's a lot of heat coming through the door from the garage. It's an area where some insulation would go down quite well. Insulation levels in the attic seem okay. Here you've got a up there we've got a vent, and that's allowing heat to come in. This here is register, and that's coal, but there's a lot of heat coming in there. There's some missing insulation over the top of the roof here. But I can't find any overheating wires. They have a distinct pattern. They've got a wire that's overheating. Outlets, if they overheat, they show up. Okay, that's all looking good. Now the attic hatch needs insulating. There's a lot of heat coming through that attic hatch. This is a bathroom. Of course, we know there's a leak at the faucet of the bathroom. There's no other leaks. You can see where the water's running down, and the camera can see it's dripping. This register is not in use. It's actually got rust on it. I think it's from the old system. It's abandoned. They simply just haven't taken it out. The one in use is here, and that's cooling. This is a master bedroom. And the heater's on. Okay. So overall the insulation levels are good. There are no hot wires, no water intrusion. Auto, pretty good. Okay. I'm closing the house down now. The temperature set here when I came to the house was 79. So I returned it to its original temperature. Okay, everything is as I found it. Okay, lock the door. It's locked.